In this video I'm going to show you how to give a car a tune-up. This particular car is a 97 Chevrolet Camaro RS. Alright, when you give a car a tune-up, you got to think about what your engine needs to be able to run efficiently. There are three things. You got to have good spark, good fuel supply, and good air supply. Now we're not talking 80s hairband here, we're talking air filter. So I've got my spark plug wire set, got my spark plugs, got my fuel filter, and my air filter. We're also going to give the car a oil change. So I got the oil filter and oil, and we're going to change this little part here called the PCV. I'll get into detail about what that is in just a minute. And then we're going to change the serpentine belt just because the one that's on the car is pretty chewed up right now and needs to be replaced. Now we're just going to use basic automotive tools to do the job. Alright, to get after this air filter, I'm just going to take this clamp and loosen it on the snorkel of the air intake. Grab a hold of this box, lift up on it. There we go. Yeah, it's pretty dirty. Alright, old filter, new filter. You can see how this thing would have difficulty breathing. So throw that one out. Took a rag and cleaned out the box pretty good. Throw the new filter down in that bad boy. Clamp everything back. Make sure to get all the ports all lined up. We don't want any air getting in there past that filter, so just be careful putting everything back, make sure it's tight. Tighten the clamp and you're good to go. Okay, I'm underneath the car and there's the fuel filter right there. To give you an idea of where it's located, it is just in front of the rear driver's side tire. We've got these nuts to take off here. As you look, they look pretty corroded and rusted together, so I'm probably going to put some WD-40 on there to get that. I've got to be very careful not to damage this fuel line. And then there's a set of plastic clips that holds the back part of that filter on that I'm just going to pinch with my fingers to be able to get it off there. Get on here to be able to hold it still. Okay, I got a 5/8. Be a good idea to wear eye protection and have a bucket ready and then some rags. Okay, I got the bolt out of the filter. There's enough play in here to be able to get the fittings out. Alright, here's the new filter. It's got the clips you need to put it on that fitting there. Just going to go ahead and put it in the holster. Okay, I'm going to push it forward. Try not to crimp your hose. Line up your clip there. Snaps right in place, and then just get your 5/8 nut going. Careful not to cross thread your fitting. That'd be a drag. Alright, I'm going to change the oil. I got to get the car up off the ground. So before you jack up your car, make sure you got your emergency brake on or something, and then block the rear wheels.
Everyone, come here.
Now it's time to go after that oil filter. But what I like to do is take my new filter, rub a little oil around the seal and on threads, just so it doesn't seize up or anything. And I'm just going to put this on hand tight. Alright, I'm going to dispose of this old oil by putting it in an old jug and then taking it to AutoZone or Walmart or something, the automotive department, and they'll get that old oil off your hands for you. If you don't know how much oil your engine needs, check your owner's manual. crankcase with oil and filter change, V6, needs 4.5 quarts. Couldn't find my funnel, so I'm going to do this the redneck way. Alright, now we're going to go after this PCV valve. What the heck is a PCV valve? If you don't replace these, it can cause sludge buildup or such, and it can actually do damage to your vehicle, so to the motor. So you can see it's got this slider in the inside, and whenever the pressure is increased or decreased, that thing moves and it allows the crankcase to ventilate. So where is the PCV valve located? Well, in this particular engine, it's located right here on the top of the air plenum here. 10mm bolt. You can see there's actually an engraving on this plate right here. It says PCV. A pretty nifty diagram on the inside of the engine compartment right here on top of the radiator shroud. There's a diagram that shows you where a lot of the different components of your motor is, and it shows that the PVC is right here. Okay, it's got a spring. So this is the old PCV valve out of there. See, it's got the spring attached to it. Got to get it off and put it on the new. This is a pretty easy part to forget or to not realize you need to replace. This thing gets clogged up. The pressure can't ventilate very well, so it could cause some problems. So I'll put the new spring on and just drop that back in the hole. The PVC cover has this gasket, and you can see it ripped. So this will leak. I called around to a couple of auto parts stores to see if they carry this gasket. Nobody does. So what I'm going to do instead is use the high temp RTV gasket sealant. Alright, so here goes nothing. Not pretty, but hopefully it does the job. Alright, time for the serpentine belt. Get your wrench, put it on your tensioner pulley, pull down. Alright, to get the new one on, to do it properly, just look at your accessory belt routing diagram on your top of your radiator or wherever it might be in your car. Do your tensioner. That should give you enough room to clear all your pulleys. New belts are tricky because they still hold that shape when they were in the package, so it makes it difficult to loop them around all the pulleys. Just going to double check before letting off the tension, before I put tension on it. Make sure they're all sitting on the right rail. We're good to go. To get started on changing our spark plugs and wires, you're going to need a 5/8 spark plug socket. It's got the rubber boot down the inside, so it'll hold your spark plug so you don't lose it. You need your ratchet, of course, a couple of different lengths of extensions, and possibly need a universal joint to be able to reach those hard to reach angles. You're also going to need a spark plug gap tool. Spark plugs all need to be gapped to to 0.06, sorry, per the vehicle specifications. So I'm going to gap all these and get ready to install. Alright, so I'm going to go at this pretty systematically. I'm going to go one spark plug at a time, one spark plug wire at a time. As I take the spark plug out and spark plug wire off, I'll lay it down next to the new ones and match them up and find the exact match. And put the new spark plug in and put the new wire on. So we'll do that for all 6 cylinders. Alright, as I find the spark plug boot, I'm going to turn it a half a turn to loosen it and then try to work its way off the end of the spark plug. Here's one. I'm going to put the socket on the end of the plug and then figure out if I'm going to need a universal or an extension or something. There is not a whole lot of room to work with here. Alright, well, it looks like I'm going to be underneath the car a lot quicker than I thought. I had to get this clamp off here. I've got another clamp right here, and this is what I'm talking about. You want to lay down, this is the old one, you want to lay down the spark plug wire that you take off and measure it with all the ones that come in the new wire set and find the one that it matches with. So, time to route the new one on. Alright, I'm underneath the car for the back cylinder on the driver's side. I spent half my time on top and half my time underneath the car trying to get the middle one out. It's actually underneath the header. Alright, there's that one.
How's it going?
It's going good.
It's going good. Are you having trouble?
Certainly want to be careful putting these in. You don't want to cross thread your spark plug threads. Not too tight when you tighten them because you don't want to crack your porcelain around your around your spark plug. So okay, cylinder number 4. The only way I can get a ratchet or get the socket on there was to go from the top. So I was able to get the socket on there. Now I've got an extension on there. Now it's just try to get the ratchet on it. Here goes nothing. Alright guys, you can see that spark plug there at the final cylinder of the back side of this motor. It's really difficult to get a ratchet up there. This is the new spark plug I'm trying to put back on. I'll show you how I got it off. Reaching up there and putting the socket on it is not that big a deal. It's actually pretty easy to get it on there. The trouble is trying to get a ratchet on it after you get the socket on. You can see that I got the socket on there. There's absolutely no room whatsoever, and I tried and tried and tried to get the socket on there with an extension, a universal joint. I just couldn't get it to work, and I was ready to call it quits. And then it occurred to me that the spark plug socket, you can get a 3/4 inch box end wrench on it, and you're able to tighten it that way. 3/4 inch box end fits on the end of this socket, and I have all the room I need to tighten that now. So don't use a ratchet on this thing. Get yourself a 3/4 inch box end wrench and put that bad boy on there, and you can have this spark plug off and on in about 5 minutes. Well, it took me all day and several layers of epidermis on my knuckles to get the car tuned up, but it's finally done. By far the hardest thing to do is change spark plugs and wires. The 4th Gen F-Body, they don't make it easy on you, and I certainly won't think less of you if you don't want to do this yourself and take it into the shop and have it done, because it was pretty difficult. But overall, sedans and small cars are usually pretty hard to get to the spark plugs, but SUVs and trucks and stuff is usually a little easier. Spark plugs and wires, air filter and a fuel filter came to about $115 for me. Throw in the serpentine belt, the oil change, oil filter, and the PCV valve. You're looking at about $175 or so to do all this. And think about what the benefits you get from having the tune-up. You get better gas mileage. Definitely the engine will run more efficiently, and this kind of maintenance just prolongs the life of your vehicle. So thanks for watching, and God bless.